I'm surprised we don't get more ground sharing in the UK. There's like a few that share with rugby teams and stuff, and
it just
American
makes
football.
sense, though, innit? Like, did West Ham and Tottenham really need their own stadium?
They could have shared too.
I love to. No, go on, proceed.
No, but it's true, innit? Like, you not went without a stadium. You had just play Wembley and just call it a day.
Right, so what if Football Manager could be like, should we get a rugby team in to share our stadium, and they can just tear the pitch up?
No,
yeah.
On. But if you are doing one of those saves, right, when you are like sort of, you're now like League 2, League 1, maybe that is like sort of your extra ching in the account. Your football is now going to be a bit sacrificed because the pitch can't handle.
Your gegenpress has been disrupted by Ed Sheeran. No, I'm here for it. I need that. Screw immersion. I want that in FM27. Hello everybody and welcome to the FM Show pod. Slightly different voice in your ears to begin with today because it is me, SecondYellowCard, filling in for Tony Jameson, who is not with us today. He's at a concert tonight. I've seen on his Instagram. He's having a lovely old time, it would appear. Also, how old am I calling it a concert? But today, nevertheless, I am joined by the usual suspects. First up, of course, the resplendent Maggio, and of course, the effervescent, bubbly, toilet-dwelling Aaron RDF Tactics. How are you guys?
Hello. Funny enough, you spoke about Tony Jameson's Instagram because I went on it earlier today and apparently he was on a run, done a poo, almost went with the S word very early. Almost went with the S word very early, but he done a poo in the Tesco toilet.
Oh, I think you're going to say he did a Paula Radcliffe for a minute. He had to stop in the middle of the run.
I mean, she might have done. Greek Tesco's?
Oh my
Tesco's?
God. Oh, ooh.
And he's gone to Wu-Tang Clan tonight. I don't know how.
Yeah.
If you go see Wu-Tang Clan now, how many were there originally, and how many do you get now? I feel like there were
like
quite
a
a lot.
Solid Crew
Clan,
situation.
Right? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it is a bit like when I had So Solid Crew. It's like how many of S Club 7 do you get?
Because you have to know that the initial members.
Yeah, there were
initial
a
numbers.
lot. There were 9 of them.
A couple of years' time, you'll be able to see Wu-Tang Clan at a Butlins.
Maybe. I think they're worth a bit more. They sold a record to we're going off topic
Martin
straight off the bat here. Yeah, Martin Shkreli. Martin Shkreli, who went to jail for fraud. Might have been something slightly different, but basically fraud, some kind of fraud, to do with pharmaceuticals and inflating the price of insulin. And very horrible man. He had the only copy of this record, but they basically said, yeah, we give permission for anyone to steal it off him. He paid millions for it. He's got the only copy. No one knows if it's any good or not. He basically can decide to do with it as he wishes. I don't know if he still has it though. I assume he lost it when he went to jail.
You'd like to think that would probably be one of the things they'd repossess from him, and you can hear all about that on the Pharmaceutical Fraud Pod with Simon. We're back here on the FM Show pod, where we somehow branch out into a tangent within 2 minutes, which even by our own standards is actually somewhat of a record. And when it falls to me to steer us back, you know that we've gone too far. So I suppose with it being a Thursday and there isn't any updates to the game this week, which is somewhat of a rarity, and we kind of discussed that sort of stuff. And we did get into some brief save updates last time around, but I think we got distracted while Si was telling us about his save and then never actually got to hear what was going on with his save. So maybe now would be a good moment to branch out into that again, because I'm sure you've got more things that have happened since then to share with us, no doubt.
All right, so those unaware, I'm managing Portsmouth. Obviously, they start in the Championship in the game. They're probably going to get relegated in real life as things stand. But I got them into the Premier League after 3 playoff losses. I lost the playoffs 3 times. So the 5th season, I got them to the Premier League. First season in Premier League was like mid-table. Second season Premier League, I think, what did I say? I finished 6th. So I just about clinched Europe, got into Europa League, had a good Europa League run, and I was having some problems with rotation, and I kept rotating again. I played a team called Vikingur, which is the Icelandic team, Okay, not the Norwegian team, which is important because we'll come back to that. So I played a team called Vikingo, the Icelandic team, and I lost to them because I rotated too much. I had like 40 shots and they had 1, but they beat me 1-0. So yeah, that's just yeah. And then I went on to beat like Roma or someone. I got knocked out by Leverkusen over 2 legs, I think in the semi-final or something. So it was like a good Europa League one, but then at the same time I was like starting to challenge for the Premier League, and I think where we left off, I had 8 games left, and I was about 5 points behind Liverpool and Arsenal.
Didn't they have to play each other? And you had a really easy run in, if I recall, and it was all set up perfectly for you to make a late title dash. Yeah.
So, and I also had to play Arsenal in that run. And I had like. It was one of those weird ones, right? It was really close, and then also behind me was Chelsea, I think, close behind, like only a few points. And then there was a gap to the teams below, so I was pretty much guaranteed Champions League football at least. So with the 8 games left, I think I went into a match against like Fulham, who were being relegated. Matt's Fulham. And
it's in our culture.
I drew 1-1, and I was like, oh, no, that's it. And then just like the point widened ever so slightly, just enough that I was like, oh, I'm really chasing now, and I'm watching every Arsenal result, watching every Liverpool result. So yeah, I think time just ran out for me, and it just caught up. I lost the FA Cup semi-final as well to Man United, and I was like, so we finished 3rd, which was much better than anticipated. But I ended up about 8 points behind, but 8 points ahead of Chelsea as well. I had a complete dead rubber for the last game. No, I didn't. I didn't. The last game, it was Chelsea and Man City. They could both get. Technically, they could both get 3rd, but they were playing each other, so they couldn't get. I was guaranteed 4th because they were both 3 points behind. So if one of them won, and also technically they could both get 3rd, but I had a massive goal difference, so they would also have to have like beat the other team ridiculous, and I'd have had to have lost by a lot. But it didn't. It was weird. I must have had a bug because it didn't tell me I'd qualified for Champions League. But it should have done, because they were literally playing each other. There was like no scenario in which they could both leapfrog me. Because of the coefficients, the 5th place would get Champions League anyway. But there just wasn't the scenario where they could both leapfrog me. But yeah, I ended up finishing 3rd. I think Arsenal won the league. Aaron will be happy to hear.
Sounds right.
But yeah, so now we're season 9 now. So we've had what we had. Season 6 was the first season in Premier League. Season 7 we qualified for Europa League. Season 8's the one we just finished, so we've qualified for Champions League. Season 9 now, and it started strong again. We are looking at qualifying for the Champions League, but I did have a deadline day panic. So I've got 2 goalkeepers. Or I did have 2 goalkeepers. One of my goalkeepers, funnily enough, is Gavin Bazunu. Which, if you know Gavin Bazunu, Aaron, where does Gavin Bazunu play?
Southampton legend.
Yeah,
where did
he's on loan. He's currently on loan at Stoke. Yeah.
Yeah, he is on loan at Stoke. Southampton have got 7 goalkeepers at the minute. Do you know this? Like 7 potential first team goalkeepers. Are you just suggesting goalkeepers to them? I was like, who's the current goalkeeper for Southampton? And they got like Alex McCarthy. No, it's not him. Gavin Bazunu. No, they've loaned him out. There's like a big long list of goalkeepers at Southampton. Anyway, yeah, Bazunu. But he was at Portsmouth before, so he did the real Judas move. Anyway, I needed a backup goalkeeper at some point, so I just went to the transfer market, see he was available for sale, and he was available for like 2 million. I was like, he's perfect. He has the attributes I want. He really wants to join Portsmouth, funnily enough. He wasn't at Southampton still. He'd gone somewhere else.
I was going to say.
He had gone somewhere else. But I was like, every time, because I have a lot of Portsmouth fans, particularly on TikTok, because the way TikTok, I think, shares my stream, because I get a lot of people who don't know what Football Manager is, but who do support Portsmouth into my stream. You get the logo of like X person joining. I see loads and loads of Portsmouth badges as players and people joining. So I think it shares my stream with Portsmouth fans, essentially. And they always come in and they're always furious that I've got Gavin Bazunu. I also had Fernandez, Mateus Fernandez. I don't even know if he's still there, but he was there. So I think he might be at West Ham or somewhere now. Or he went to West Ham.
He could be, yeah. Along with Ward-Prowse. Have you got Ward-Prowse too?
I haven't got Ward-Prowse. I do like Ward-Prowse as a player as well, but yeah,
there you go.
He's like, I did try and get Oxlade-Chamberlain as well. Although Oxlade-Chamberlain, I feel like Oxlade-Chamberlain's justified because he's like a Portsmouth boy. And his dad played for Portsmouth. And his brother used to be in the academy,
his brother
played for Port. Yeah, his dad and his brother. Well, his dad played for them, Mark Chamberlain. And his brother, I've forgotten his brother's first name now. Christian, yes. I think he plays in Australia now if he's still playing.
I had him on my first ever YouTube save with Portsmouth.
That's it. Yeah. He wasn't with us for ages, but yeah. Christian and Oxlade-Chamberlain. I think he's at Celtic now, isn't he? He's up in Scotland.
Yes.
So I did try to get, but he was a free transfer at the start of the save, so we did try to get him back. Anyway, Bazunu came back. So that one infuriates all my fellow Portsmouth fans. But for me, it's like one of those where if that happens, that's happened quite a lot of times in my life. Peter Crouch did it, for example. Like, no one hates Peter Crouch because he played at Southampton. People like Portsmouth fans like Peter Crouch. Most of us do anyway. I think he's quite a likable person anyway.
It's hard not to like him, really, is it?
Yeah.
I think that's Sol Campbell as well, isn't it?
Sol Campbell. Sol Campbell's like a controversial one at Pompey because he was he lifted the FA Cup for us, but then he also tried to sue us when we were at our lowest and we nearly obliterated the club. So it's he sort of had a just reason to do it, like unpaid wages, but when local Portsmouth people were also waiting for money, it was like,
get back in the queue, buddy.
Yeah, but because the footballing finance is actually the legal reason means that they go to the front of the queue. But it could have also meant the complete non-existence of the club. So he was a bit of an awkward one in whether Portsmouth fans like him. But Harry Redknapp's another good example, right? He went to Southampton, but then came back again. And then went to Spurs, which people didn't like either. So it was, sort of a roundabout way of doing it.
Just imagine your rival fans just from nowhere. Honestly. Imagine Milan and Inter you can go Milan, fine.
They do all the time.
Don't you go Spurs though? Imagine that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, don't go Spurs.
Yeah, Maldini tried to sign for Spurs. Hell would have broken loose.
To be fair, in Milan, it's really normal. Inter and AC, Inter in Milan, always they're swapping players.
It does seem like certain clubs have that sort of weird rivalry where it's more like two twins almost that are just oh fine, you can borrow my jumper, and it's whereas others would set each other on fire if they could. Yeah,
because in the same stadium, are you really transferring?
You go in the wrong dressing. Who did that? Jonathan Tarr did it.
That's it.
Jonathan Tarr is at Bayern Munich now. In real life, this is real life football. So Jonathan Tarr's at Bayern Munich, and they played Leverkusen at Leverkusen. Is it Leverkusen? Yeah, Leverkusen at the weekend. And they go down the tunnel and high five all the kids down the tunnel, or in the press area. It wasn't the tunnel, but it's the kids have made a tunnel. So they run down the middle, high five all the kids, and then they turn left for the Leverkusen dressing room and right for the away dressing room. And he went left, and everyone laughed. Everyone's laughing at him just because it was habitual to him, and he had to turn around and go the other way and go to the away dressing room. So
it happens quite a lot. I feel like I've seen multiple clips of players doing that have been at clubs a long time. It feels like a German thing where everyone just signs for Bayern. So
yeah, probably, yeah. Can you imagine if we had dressing rooms in Football Manager? I want to I'm going off on a slight tangent here. I want to sort of could you imagine if you had some choice over what happens? Could you make really uncomfortable bench? Could you be give them uncomfortable benches? Don't give them a whiteboard.
Plywood with splinters coming up through.
Exactly. Yeah. Play white noise through the speakers, just to really get them on edge. I wonder what you're allowed to do.
Well, I mean, I've been told that as the manager, you don't have control of things like this, and therefore you should never be able to control that in Football Manager. But I'd argue that manager probably has more control of whether there's splinters in the benches than he does of certain other really far-fetched and opaque things. So
I remember when the Emirates first opened up, and they were so proud to do stadium tours, but even more so that because Wenger had such an import in what was going on, especially the change rooms. So he had a weird superstition about no sharp corners. So that the room is sort of rounded rather than just just sharp. Whereas the away dressing room, which is sharp edges, but even the benches is just a bench. But annoyingly, the away fans get same cushion seats as we do, which I don't know why that annoys me. It's like, you lot shouldn't be coming to the Emirates and getting luxury. Like, the luxury should be for the home fans, not for the away fans. But yeah, I know it's sort of a typical thing, right? The away dressing room. Oh, that's another thing. So when players are going into the dressing room, it's sort of like slanted. So the pathway is not like straight, it's slanted, but also slippery as well. So you know how footballers love to do the little jog into the changing room? Like, that could be potentially dangerous. I think a lot of them just counteract it by wearing sliders. But
oh my God. Also, they're just stacking it down like a Japanese game show. Just
yeah, it's quite simple.
Like Takeshi's Castle trying to get to the dressing room.
The first stadium tour, you're like, obviously, watch your steps sort of thing, because you go too fast. Whoops.
At this,
Damn,
go back to
was
Milan.
a psychopath, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
At the San Siro, it's interesting because there's 2 changing rooms, but they're both home changing rooms. I don't know if there's a third changing room and we're not shown it. It's quite a big stadium, obviously. Yeah,
the real changing room is the friends you make along the way.
The AC and the Inter ones are like decked out in the colours, and like the players have their own lockers and stuff.
So it's not just one dressing. Yeah, so it's not just like Wembley would have 2 dressing rooms, right? I don't want to confirm that because that would be embarrassing, considering we've been to Wembley. But yeah,
you got the changing room though, it's fine.
Wembley's will be identical though. The San Siro ones weren't identical. Inter and AC had completely different dressing rooms in the way they were designed.
That makes sense. They'd want their own little like unique things on it. But is there like a third changing room that is like the away changing room for the scum curious. Like Bologna that come to the stadium or something?
Because you wouldn't want them, if you were Inter, you wouldn't want, like, when Juventus come to play, you wouldn't want them sat in the Inter changing room. You'd, you know.
Is there like a weird psychological play there? Like,
not all teams are very respectful to change rooms as well, so. There has to be free. There has to be free change rooms, yeah.
Well, they don't show you the third one on the stadium tour, unfortunately. So if you ever go on the stadium tour of the San Siro.
secret room, you know?
Yeah, that's it.
Because they're building a new stadium, aren't they? Or I believe. Or is it a shared one, or are they getting their own ones?
Next door. No, they're going to share it still.
That's cute. They're moving out of the parents' house, but they're still living together. I like it.
I suppose we don't get more ground sharing in the UK. There's like a few that share with rugby teams and stuff. And
it just
American
makes
football.
sense, though, innit? Like, did West Ham and Tottenham really need their own stadium?
They could have shared though.
I love to see. No, come on, proceed.
No, but it's true. Like, you know, went without a stadium. You had just play Wembley and just call it a day.
Do you know, I reckon they should have merged and become one giant club.
Oh, that
West Ham Hotspur.
West Ham Hotspur.
Still
Chris is going to delete every one of our episodes at some point. Editor Chris, by the way, we mentioned this a lot on the pod. Just for context, Editor Chris is a Spurs fan. In case anyone ever listens. And, who's this Chris fellow we keep mentioning? He's the editor of the pod.
Well, he's editing that out.
Yeah, that'll be good.
You won't have heard this, but anyway, listeners.
Yeah. It is weird, isn't it? Like, obviously Coventry shared with the Wasps, but that was like a weird, like, they didn't actually want to do that. Someone else was doing it. Who was it who did it the other week? There was a rugby
Wigan
match played
with a rugby team, did they not?
Before? They played, yeah, I think so.
I think Coventry shared with Northampton at one point too, did they not?
It was the Six Nations. It was the Six Nations. It was the Stadio Olimpico in Rome. And Italy played England the other week. And they still had the football lines on the pitch. But I thought the rugby players must tear that up. All right, so what if football manager could be like, should we get a rugby team in to share our stadium? And they can just tear the pitch up.
No. On. But if you are doing one of those saves, right, when you are like sort of, you're now like League 2, League 1, maybe that is like sort of your extra ching-ching in the account.
Oh,
yeah, it could
like
be, right?
that.
It could be financial.
Why can't I hold like concerts at my stadium? That's what even Ipswich, Portman Road hosts gigs all the time.
It'll be interesting though, because there could be a caveat, right? So if you are playing that possession-based football, like there's an opportunity to earn money, but your football is now going to be a bit sacrificed because the pitch can't handle.
Your gegenpress has been disrupted by Ed Sheeran. No, I'm here for it. I need that. Screw immersion. I want that in FM27.
I was curious if Northampton was shared, but they're not.
Northampton shared with Coventry, didn't they?
They did,
point,
yeah.
But the other way around.
I wondered if the rugby team shared, but they each have their own stadium.
It would be a cool thing, though, because in the beginning of the season, they will ask you about your pitch dimensions, it's the same question. They could just ask, do you accept sharing? Just decline or accept.
So Northampton's rugby stadium is bigger than their football stadium. It's about twice the size.
I mean, to be fair, they are mostly like a League 2, League 1 side, and I don't know how big Sixfields is. It Sixfields?
Yeah, Sixfields. Yeah,
but I can't imagine it's like the biggest. Say, I mean, I've driven past it.
8K.
But no, that would be a cool idea with the pitch adjustments at the start of the season, where you give them like the dimensions, and you're like, actually, can we put like a couple of like 15 meters on either side because I want to host the NASCAR race this year, and I need to make sure there's room. Like, brilliant.
Literally.
Oh, so talking of things on the side of the pitch, right? Mm-hmm. In the latest update.
No. Okay, sorry. I thought you were going to go to that Liverpool Galatasaray thing, and I'm like, I can't believe they're sharing that. Yeah, that is disgusting.
The green screen thing.
Oh no, you didn't see yesterday.
His hand. Did he hurt his hand?
Yeah,
I didn't see that. Oh, there was the green screen thing the other week as well, where the advertising.
That was funny.
That was funny. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know which team it was, but they were wearing green. The player like disappeared on one of the feeds because they basically they overlaid the thing on top because every market has different ads. But I was thinking, I think I'm seeing more visually striking adverts on the side hoardings in Football Manager now. I think they were static before. They'd like rotate, but they were sort of static. But now I'm getting like when you sort of see like in real football, you see like, I don't know, there's like a Bet365 on or a Paddy Cat on where a little dog walks around or something, right? Like a little poodle walks along the pitch, or a beagle or something, right? I think it's a sausage dog. I was just trying to remember what kind of dog. But you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they move, right? I don't know if I'm like Mandela affecting this, but I think that's probably the right psychological term. But I think they've added those in the update. They've added new ones since. Oh, you mean
like from 26 to 26? I thought it was more like a 24 to 26 thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure
because I might have to go back and have like different advert boards on mine due to the skin I'm using, which changes all the ad boards. So those move, I think, but they may have always moved, and now I'm questioning it and forming a mild psychosis about this.
Yeah.
Next time you stream, have a look. But it might have been that because I was like watching my stream, like I was streaming the other day, and I was like, the advert was just like suddenly stood out to me. I've never seen that advert before in the game. I've never seen that one before in the game. I know you can tick that button, but
so I don't know if it was moving, but I had that same thing where it's like the advert. I've never seen that before, sort of thing. And because previously I used to think that advert boards were only reserved for companies that Football Manager partnered with.
Yeah, it was at one point, I think. But then with the sponsor partnerships and
then FM24 just started seeing weird ones. I'm like, hey, that is not an FM24 sponsor.
It was always like War Child and that.
Yeah.
So I'm looking now. Just War Child. Together we can kick it out.
That
like
was
FMFC, this is when I'm in the Premier League. I'm watching those on the side, right? So that was, and I wonder if it's related to that tick box you tick at the start. I thought it was, but then I haven't changed that, unless that's changed in the update.
Because I always accidentally click on a flipping sponsor board and it takes me to. Oh, that's like one of the first things I remove when I get the new game.
Yeah, it has changed because I'm looking at my stream from 2 weeks ago and all I've got is FMFC, War Child, Kick It Out, those ones. Whereas like on Wednesday,
MasterCard.
Honestly, yes, it is. It is like Nike, MasterCard. Let me see if I can find like a match.
Hyundai.
I was like so confused by it.
Ever since the World Cup, I swear that's like my favourite car. Hyundai drinking Coke. It's just genuinely my life.
Champions League, I've got a Just Eat one. So I've got like Just Eat, Qatar Airways.
They definitely are localized because I get different ones in Poland, and that is a licensed league, so they've clearly got something for that.
Yeah. I need to check a Premier League one, not a Champions League one. That's gone to special effects. That's back to the charity ones. Maybe it was just Champions League then, although I'm sure it wasn't. So maybe it's just when you're in the Champions League, and it's because I've only just qualified for Champions League. No, I've got a. There is. I've got a pink one here that's like. What is that an advert for?
For colour pink.
Just changing colour. Common Goal, is that a new? That might be a new like advert.
That sounds like a charity.
Yeah, that does sound like a charity. Right, so in the Premier League, you do just get the charity ones. It must have been Champions League then. No, wait. No. I'm in the Premier League here, and I full on got a next day delivery Curry's advert here. I swear, while a penalty's going on. There's like a. I'm just going to share. I'm going to share it very, very briefly for the visual listeners.
For me as well.
Yeah. I'll put a screenshot in the Discord if you want to join the Discord. So look, there's the common goal one, and then look, there's like a next day delivery custom. It's the PC manufacturers. There you go. You need this one, Aaron.
Oh yeah.
Like it's what's the PC one that they have? Cyberpower. It was a Cyberpower one.
Oh look who you're beating as well.
Yes. I didn't choose that on purpose. Sorry, Chris. So yeah, he'll be annoyed that he's got to put the shared bit in now. So yeah, I was curious if you'd noticed more advertising, but I think there are more of them. I think it does still mainly show those other ones, but I think there's definitely some new ones in there, and I'm curious if other people have noticed that as well. Like, I'm seeing what the QuickBooks. I can see an Intuit QuickBooks one in the Premier League. Like that definitely wasn't there before, which is like, I think that's like a tax returns company, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So, yeah, I wondered if that had been dropped in the latest update, or if they've increased the frequency, or if I've accidentally gone and unticked the button or something.
So I just installed the capitalism mod.
That's just football in general. That's why Chelsea are now getting their points deduction.
Suspended.
And that's why. Oh, you're going to get to watch all the World Cup games on YouTube, but only the first 10 minutes.
But what?
Yeah, I know, it's so ridiculous. So basically, YouTube.
You can't leave. You can watch all the games of the World Cup on YouTube. I'm like, oh.
So they're entering into an agreement with YouTube, and I think streamers are allowed to like re-stream and stuff, like as part of this content agreement. But it's only the first 10 minutes of the match.
But what's the point then? A game of 90 minutes. I'm so confused.
I need to check the details, but it is something along those lines. It is really, really stupid. So yeah, that'll be fun in the World Cup. Imagine if Football Manager, you only get to watch the first 10 minutes of the World Cup mode. If we get it. We are approaching the end of March now. I was hoping for some international updates.
I think we'd have heard something by now about that.
Yeah,
international break's coming up as well.
I was telling you about my goalkeeper.
You were. This is what happened last week.
20 minutes ago.
Yeah. So Gavin Bazunu was one of the goalkeepers. The other goalkeeper, I brought in a Brazilian wonder kid last season called Fabio, but I got him near the end of the window. And one of his conditions was he wanted a buddy. Okay? He wanted someone.
Is he Brazilian?
Yeah.
You're going back on Raphael.
Is he a region? Is he a region?
Yeah, he's a new gen.
Alright, I'll need to hear the story because I also had a classy keeper called Fabio. I'm going to tell you, don't sell him.
Same fella.
Yeah, go on.
Well,
yeah.
I think I had a Fabio last year, to be fair. I think I get a Fabio goalkeeper every year from Brazil. Anyway, he wanted me to buy a buddy, but I was like the end of the window and I had no money. But when the window shut, he kicked off. This was the start of last season. He played the whole season. He wanted to leave in January and he wanted to leave all summer. And then like no one was coming in for him. And I was like, all right, okay, I'll probably just try to get to the end of the window, keep him. I did try to reconvince him to change his mind, but he wasn't having any of it. I did sign a Brazilian and he didn't care. I checked his favoured personnel and the only person he likes is me. So, oh well. I don't know. Well, that's handy, isn't it? He likes me, but he doesn't want to work with me unless he gets a Brazilian buddy. I think he was homesick. But there is another Brazilian player in the team. I think there's two even. So that's the confusing thing. I was like, there were already two other Brazilians.
To give the player you sign a really high squad status. Otherwise, they don't count it as you signing a player to appease them. So what I used to do is if I was signing a guy from Azerbaijan who was like really good, I would just go to Azerbaijan, pick up a free transfer, put him on star player. When he signs, the promise is fulfilled, and I just release him straight away.
Oh, that's a good idea. I should have just got a
Some call it people
free
trafficking.
agent.
I call it optimism.
Yeah, I should have just got a Brazilian free agent of some kind.
That's what you do.
I did try and find someone at his last club who I would have quite liked to sign, but there wasn't anyone who was like really standing out. He was at Corinthians, so they got good youngsters, but none of them were like for the value to what I was going to get for them. None of them really were like what I needed at that point in time. So no bids or anything. And then like it gets to like I think the window closed on 2nd of September. It gets to the 30th of August and he asked to see me and he's like, "You haven't sold me yet." I'm like, "Well, no one's come in for you." "Oh, that's not good enough." I'm like, okay. And then the bids start coming in and I'm like rejecting them at first. Reject. Like 15 million reject. I think I paid 15 million for him. I hate selling a player for less than I bought him for. It's like one of the things I just cannot do. So 15 million reject, 20 million reject. I noticed, and I had this with a couple of players. They will, like some teams, I think Leverkusen did it with a few of my players. They will go like, even, especially transfer deadline day, they'll offer like an unconditional at 15 million, you reject it. They'll go 20 million, you reject it. They'll go 25, you reject it. I got a player from like 15 million up to 40 million on transfer deadline day. Why didn't they just go for why did they give me an unconditional offer? Why didn't they just be like, yeah, you can negotiate it to start with?
It's negotiation with extra steps.
I know, yeah. At some point they might pull out. So eventually... Eventually, that was why you didn't make me laugh. It's a child.
She got tears coming out.
Eventually we got to the point where like it was like 35 million, and I was like, the keeper isn't happy, but it's transfer deadline day, or it's basically transfer deadline day at this point. By the time we'd like rejected a few bids, I'm like, do I sell him? But if I do, I've got to really scramble to find a goalkeeper. So I said yes to the sale. And then like, I was like, all right, now I've got to get a goalkeeper. But then I'm going out and like, I haven't really got time to put the bids out there. I did manage to find a guy. I got another Brazilian, ironically. I got a Brazilian who he probably would have been happy in with, I think from his club, I think from Corinthians. I think the only reason I didn't buy that guy was because he was another goalkeeper. And I was like, I don't need another goalkeeper. And I was like, right, now he's gone, I'll buy the Brazilian goalkeeper who is his like replacement. His name's Alex. So yeah, that was, I love that he just got single names.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was like really annoying because I had a really good goalkeeper, but he was just kicking off at me about not signing a Brazilian buddy for him, even though there were other Brazilians in the team. So I nearly missed out on a goalkeeper. Oh, so actually it has caused me an issue because I had him and I had a backup goalie as well, who I got rid of just before him because someone offered me like silly money for him. Like not Bazunu, a third one. And I'd registered all three of them for Champions League, Bazunu as well. But the Champions League registration, this must be a bug, but the Champions League registration closed on like the 29th of August, like before the transfer deadline.
I thought it was the other way around. Because I know like sometimes,
I think.
I know like in January, like the window doesn't reopen, so like you get new signings, but you can't register them, and you play like a couple games.
So I sold him, and I sold another player as well, but neither of which opened up slots in the Champions League. And then the new goalie I can't register, nor the other guy. So basically, Gavin Bazunu is my Champions League goalkeeper now. So yeah, he's
shake hands. Told you, shake hands.
Yeah. He's all right. He's fine. He's got like decent enough. I'm happy with him. I'm just worried that he'll get an injury. So that then I've got no goalie, which has happened to me in Football Manager before.
See, I'm telling you though, this is why I was like, don't sell him, because bad things always happens when you sell Fabio. I've always complained about goalkeepers. Always, I think from FM11, I've complained about goalkeepers on Football Manager. I think it was like 22, 23. I don't know which one it was. I was streaming it. And I was on the Italian side. And it was one of those saves you come from like Series C to the top. And then I found this goalkeeper. And he was just like, man of the match. I'm like, this has never happened. Like, I've never had a goalkeeper that's actually performing like a goalkeeper in Football Manager. And then, yeah, obviously the inevitable comes. Offers are coming in. I'm just rejecting it. And Fabio's happy. Like you like, I'm favoured personnel. And then Man United came in. I saw 100 million. And I'm just like, chat.
Do you want to know something funny? Man United have not won a Premier League since they sold Fabio.
Bad things always happen when you sell Fabio.
They sold him in 2014 and they haven't won since 2013.
you have to buy him back to sort of break the curse.
That's it.
Yeah. But similar to the thing that you can't buy players and then sell them for less. And for me, I was like, I don't care who you are. If I see 100 million just there in my face, you're gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was like,
that's what I was like looking at.
And 100 million for a goalkeeper as well. I was like, yeah, I swear, I don't think we won it. I quit the save because I don't think we've actually won a game after that. And it's just like, this is ridiculous. I think I just quit the save. Just there and then, Fabio's gone. The save's ruined. See, other people got this motivation. I'm going to find this goalkeeper. I'm going to turn it around. I'm like, Fabio's gone. My heart's broken. I've lost 4.
The other opposite, I turned down 147 million for my striker from Tottenham in season 5 with Wisła because they just randomly started on. It was like the deadline day before the Club World Cup window or something, and they were like, "Oh, we could give you 30 million for him," and I was like, "Nah, that's a lot of money, but no." And then over the next 10, 15 hours, they just kept going, fine, 50, 60, 70.
They do it
80.
this year.
147 million was the last bid. And I was like, I probably should accept this, but ultimately, nah.
You said no still. They didn't go higher than that. Did you run out of time or they...
I think they ran out of time, but also it's Tottenham. And also the player never kicked off. He didn't want to go to Tottenham, even though I was in Poland at the time and I think I'd been in Europe twice.
It's a weird one.
I couldn't do that.
If that's the best, but if he's the best player in let's say he's the top player, the top striker in the game, you can't replace him.
Messi for 100 million.
How old, Matt?
I can't reject that. The way my brain is, I reject that. I'll be streaming, reject it, go sleep. I'll be in bed, just wide awake, thinking the amount of things I could have bought for that 100 million. That will be in my head. I
can't put a bag of money up front. That's the thing. And I knew that I'd not be able to replace him with anyone who was anywhere near as good, because anyone who was as good as that would cost me 147 million.
Yeah,
and I thought, I can't sign another player. I mean, the thing is, he's not even my best player now, but he's just. I thought. Ultimately, if Spurs want him and something changes in 6 months to a year's time, I've still got him and they'll still want him. And as it happens, they did come back in for him again. But I still didn't really want to sell him to them just because he was still my best player. And he kind of still is to this day one of my better players. So I figured, what am I going to do with all that money? I've got probably coming up a £50 million transfer budget. I don't sign people for loads of money most of the time anyway. So I guess I could buy 1,000 people for the loan farm maybe.
It's if you haven't got any use for the money, it's kind of, I sort of take it because I'm like, okay, we're in a bit of financial debt at Pompey. Whenever those 50, 60 million deals come in.
I've never been financially wealthy Football Manager. I don't know what is going on. You always get money,
making the transfers. I'm making money. I'm making money.
That's really Tony. He's always in some sort of trouble, but he's always spending. It's just, I don't understand.
You got to sell the players.
From Red Dead.
I find the players that I can maximize the value from selling them, and that's what I get rid of him. I had a weird one. The next gen list came in. Next gen list came in, and I was like, I wonder if I've got anyone on the next gen list. I thought the last few years I hadn't had anyone, even though I had quite a few wonder kids or really good youngsters, and I was like, weird. Why haven't I got anyone on this next gen list? And then this year I did. I had one, and he was number 1. I had one, and he was number 1, and I was like. But I'm not even playing that guy, right? He was because he was a kind of an awkward. I have a really good DM at the minute, and I have a few players that play at cam.
My head is just not working today. I had a DM. I thought you're gonna just leak your messages, right?
No. Defensive midfielder, ball winning midfielder, right? A ball winning midfielder and an advanced playmaker.
Why'd you sell me?
So I've got ball winning midfielder, advanced playmaker, and I've got one advanced playmaker turns into a striker. I've got another attacking midfielder who goes back to be a defensive midfielder. Now this guy is kind of awkward in that he's a really good playmaker, and he has some quite good defensive capabilities. But for some reason it didn't like him in the cam position, even though he has all the attributes to do it. So it was never really suggesting that I play him based on. This is why you should ignore star ratings in your assistants sometimes, because I played him. I was like, I'm just overriding it. He's got 2 silver stars if I play him there, which looks awful. If I put him in but when I look at in possession and out of possession, he actually has on one of them he had 4-star, and the other one, if I put him in a proper position he could play, like a midfielder instead of a cam, he was 4-star. And I was like, well, there's not that much difference between a cam and a midfielder.
Play him there a bit. The stars come so quickly.
Yeah. And then like 3 weeks later, he was there. I was like, well, okay, I should have just been playing him the whole year, because I was like looking for a player to fulfill that role. I was sort of rotating a few players in that position, and eventually I was like, why am I like, this guy has just been rated? It was only because I saw him on the next gen list. I was sort of waiting a year for him because I hadn't really been tracking his progress. We loaned him out, I think, for a year, and then he came back and he hadn't gone out on loan again. But he'd had a few games, but he was like a sub. I usually bring him on as a sub, and I hadn't been tracking how he'd been improving. And then suddenly when he showed up on that list, it made me go like, oh, let me have a look at him. Oh shit, he's actually like probably he is world class, because he's like top of the next gen list. So yeah, then I had to make sure I was playing him, so he wanted to stay. So
it's like with the next gen list guys, sometimes they just grow out of nowhere. Like I literally got the next gen list in my save today. My backup goalkeeper was the 5th choice on it, and I was like,
he has some proper
man is not playing football.
Well.
How is he doing this? Is he just like in the simulator or something? Because he's not getting any game time.
So
there's like 20 Dortmund players, and then
there is a next gen list in real life, right?
Yeah. A new magazine. Is it Goal who does it? Someone does it.
So that's what I was going to ask. Is there an official one, and then is there like the one that I think is it the Guardian?
Possibly. Maybe other companies do their own version. I wouldn't be surprised if papers like Marta.
There's like there's one like there's one that people tend just to go to that are more of a reliable.
The Guardian one, the Guardian one is in goal.com. NXT GEN. That is the one in the game, isn't it? That's the goal.com one.
Yeah.
Okay, then it's the goal.com one. 50 best teenage wonder kids.
Is the goal.com one like an official one that's like based off? Like,
I think it's voted on by football journalists or something, isn't
it? Numbers, or is it just journalists?
I've got it open. I'll tell you. We got the 2025 one. So let's see.
We're only about a week and a half away from the 2026 one, if my numbers are correct.
It doesn't say. I think someone just writes it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's just a guy.
I think that's why. I think that's why it happens then.
I bet you can't guess who number one is.
It's not really performance based. It's just.
Well, you can guess who number one is, though.
An opinion.
Is it Lamine Yamal?
Yeah. Lamine Yamal. Estevao is number 2. He's the one at Chelsea, isn't he? Chelsea already bought him.
Yeah,
so
yes.
Still at Palmeiras, Kabasi, Zaire Emery, Hendrick. It's basically all the ones in Foot Manager. Nwaneri at number 6. Echeverry at number 7. Lewis Skelly, Hato, and Kamada. There you go.
Wow.
Where's Hato's at?
Chelsea.
I think.
Chelsea, yeah. Did he get sent? He got injured. I think he got injured.
No, it's just not.
Just a lot of players at Chelsea.
Yeah, there's a lot of players, and I think
something
a lot
happened
of people...
to him. Who got injured against PSG? Someone went off.
No, it's just that I don't know. So Todd Bowley sort of spoke about it, right? If someone's interested, then there's a reason why. If Manchester City are interested in the player, there's a reason why Manchester City are interested. So I'm just going to be interested too. And I think that's sort of what happened, with Hato. Hato's obviously a good player. There was like big rumours that Arsenal wanted him. Yeah. But I think once his like clips and stuff started to go online, I think that's just really what increased his reputation. So I think it's one of those things that, without saying that he's not good, I think Chelsea thought they were buying someone better than he actually was at that time. So when he first played a couple games, he did look a bit, out of place. Just like even physically, just looked like he looks like a boy compared to some of his teammates. Obviously, he's probably a little bit better now, but
I think that's why they're scouting by the wanted symbols.
Yeah, and the craziest thing, I've literally got a whole video about scouting thing. I was like, well, you could just do the Ted Bowley and just hover over who's wanted and just scout. Yeah. It's actually a football manager method.
So I'm sort of like curious because when that next gen list comes through, and there were like 10 Dortmund B team players in there. They had so many. But then there were like a couple of Barca's and stuff. But then you start Barcelona. It's like Game of Thrones. like about number 30 or so, you start to get some real random ones. There's like a bit like a Wickham player. And you're like,
I guess playing time is a huge factor in FM4 Next Gen, as far as I know. I think players that get a lot of game time and are like at reasonable reputation clubs, even if it is like lower league England, you will see guys in there because they're playing loads. So you'll scout a few of them and you'll be like, this guy's got like 2.5-star PA. Why is he here? But it's because he's got like 160 appearances by the time he's like 7. And that's usually what does it, I find. It's like a mishmash of all of those different factors. It's why I quite like it. It's great. It's a great scouting tool.
I'm just looking at the real one.
The top clubs, isn't it? I would guess.
Yeah. Well, so the real one.
Your top clubs are 2.5 for you, but it's going to be 4-star for someone else that can afford it.
There's always like smaller sides in there that have just got some crazy good talent, and I mean that's why I got that guy.
No, go on, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a player who's a French international with Visa at the moment, but I got him off the Next Gen list because I spotted him while he was playing for Caen, and I think I signed him for like £3.8 million. But now he is legitimately one of the best footballers in the game. Like, he doesn't have a single attribute below 12. It's actually insane. But that was the Next Gen list.
Nah, it is a beautiful moment when you find one of those players and their development just... You can see it as well within like the first 15 games or something. Like their attributes increase. They're really like, this one's
he's a bit different. And I give him new contracts. He wants to stay. Whenever there's interest from elsewhere, he's not like, I'm going to leave. He's always like, can I have a new contract though? And I'm like, you know what? Actually, yes, you can. You've asked so nicely.
And then they never ask for. You think they're going to ask for loads of money, and then they never do.
Yeah.
It'll be someone else.
He gets like a $5,000 bump every couple of years. I'm like, do you know what?
I wonder if their loyalty is just on 20, like they're under.
He may have it. Yeah.
I had it with a centre back who was like, he wanted to leave. He got annoyed that I turned down a big offer, but he's like really good centre back, and I was like, well, how much would it take for you to stay? And he was like 30k. I was like, I'm paying the other centre backs 100k. Like, you're better than them. I will give you 30k over the 10k I'm paying you now, or whatever.
I'll offer him 25 just to screw with him.
I'll still tell him. I'll be like, we'll still negotiate.
Now, this is what turns my playing football manager. My whole thing's like, I should buy players under 21, under 23 if you're lucky. And it got to a point, it's like, if it's just, I don't know, just play like a normal football game, right? Like, if you're a manager, you're going to need some experience. Just start playing the older guys. And I just remember having like this really good, obviously in his peak years. And he's like, he wants a new contract. And it's like that thing, right? It's like, here we go. Open it. Wait. Isn't that less than what he's currently? I'm just so baffled.
They wanted less, just wanted to stay.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm baffled. You're in your prime
manager, not a mathematician. Like, he was brought here to lead, not to read.
Art of the deal.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the real list, and I like, there's not many on here who aren't either already at a big club and I guess that's sort of natural anyway, but aren't at a big club, or this is from a year ago, or weren't at the time moving to a big club. So obviously Vuskovic, Spurs, Estevao, Chelsea, Paez, Chelsea, but at the time they weren't. There is a few, there's one guy at Generation Foot, though I think he went to Metz. But the rest, there's a guy, was that?
What's his name?
Amara Diouf.
Oh, he's Amara Diouf.
Baller. See, but this is the thing. That's what I was going to say earlier when you said like the Dortmund under 19s. Possibly in your game, like they've just completely blitzed the UEFA Youth League. And that sort of tends to happen in real life. I remember when like Chelsea was so dominant, and then you look at this Next Gen list, and like, there's Nathan Ake, there's Tammy Abraham, there's literally like 6-7 Chelsea players. And it's because they just dominated and they all generally looked.
There's loads of Spurs ones on here. There's Yang, who was on loan at Pompey. He's on loan at Coventry now. He was on loan at QPR last year. And none of those clubs he really, he wasn't really playing at Pompey. He played a few times. He looked all right, but he looks a little bit weak. He's Korean. Looks a little bit weak. But yeah, he's on last year's list. But he probably won't make it, I don't think. He'll be lucky to stay at even.
Some of these guys, it just takes them a while to build into their bodies almost. They have to become more athletic. But because
he would have dominated.
Look at Haaland.
Do you know what it is? And you know what annoys me as well? I think a lot of English teams, they think the championship is automatically the best, or the league for the youngsters to step up. And it's obviously it depends on the player, but someone like Yang, right? He's such a technical player. Where
he is, he's really good technically.
Yeah, I can imagine him just go put him in a league like Belgium where he is going to see the ball a lot more, and then that's how he's gonna. Because you can physically develop, right? If he's taking knocks and bumps, if you can learn to take that and get stronger against that while seeing the ball a lot, not only are you getting better technically, but you're getting better physically. Whereas going all the way, sometimes guys in the championship could just, I don't want to say kill the player, but
I think that's why there's 7 shades of shit kicked out of them in the championship, because there's a lot of clodders in those leagues. And
yeah.
But
obviously
it's great for development sometimes.
But yeah, it just depends on the player and what they need. Yeah.
It's probably why they moved into Coventry from Portsmouth.
Yeah,
because
more
Portsmouth,
dominant,
you'd get more of the ball, but I think he's not played for them. I'm pretty sure he's barely played.
That's a good Coventry City team, to be fair. Like breaking into that team like that.
That's what I thought. Like we would have needed him at the time. We actually got 2 injuries to our right, left wing, and right wing. He would have actually probably got more games.
With the Tottenham,
3 goals in 15.
Did they recruit him thinking, he's obviously dominating youth football in international at South Korea as well as the league in South Korea, and it's just like, we're just going to take the punt. Like, we didn't have a real plan. We're just going to take the punt.
Well, he wasn't available because he was still at Pompey, so it must have been to some extent Spurs' I guess.
No, that's what I meant. Like when Spurs signed him.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think they also wanted the South Korean money.
Yeah, because it seems like a lot of the bigger sides are now sort of almost taking out the middleman a lot of the time. It feels like before, say 5-6 years ago, the step would have been from a club like the South Korean club or whatever to a mid to lower Premier League side, maybe if they're coming to England, that is. And then they'd move to the Spurses. But now the Spurses and the Man Uniteds and that seem to be trying to skip that step. And basically they want to be Brighton in the sense of the recruitment that Brighton do.
Yeah.
It's like... But I don't think it really works when they try to do that a lot of the time, because the reason it works for Brighton is because Brighton can play them. Tottenham can't. Yeah. Man United can't. I mean, Tottenham could right now. But like,
that's the thing, isn't it? Like, Brighton can plan. Do you know? Tottenham can plan. Whereas if Man United, like, even if you throw this guy in for 5 games and you've won just the 2 of the 5, the pressure's always like, we're just gonna have to drop him and just put in Maguire or whatever it
like
is.
They did with Facundo Pellistri or whoever it was.
Yeah.
He was really highly rated, and now I think he plays in Greece for Panathinaikos.
Saw him today. I literally saw him today.
Yeah, I think quite a lot of. Did Son go through Dortmund?
No, by Leverkusen.
But I think a few of them go through the. I think Dortmund have had a couple of Koreans, haven't they? Like
Belgium are very good for that as well. A lot of players develop in Belgium, like Genk and that.
Japanese players as well.
But a lot of it as well, like you're siding young people, like you're siding 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds that haven't moved away or lived away from their parents or whatever it is. Like sometimes these are a lot of the bigger things. Whereas again, like sending them to a Belgium, or not sending them, but if they did make that jump first before an England move, then it does make a lot more sense.
They're used to Europe a bit more. It's lower pressure environment as well for a youngster going to, say, I don't know, Genk or Club Brugge than it is for them joining, I don't know, Crystal Palace. It's
because even Brighton,
so much more.
Not all the time Brighton just buy and then put them in a team. Like sometimes you don't even know. Like Brighton has signed someone, but they've planned ahead. They've already agreed a loan for that player before that player's even joined Brighton. So. Like, obviously, then you can tell they've got a plan ahead and whatever it is.
I get Chelsea are signing some of these players so far ahead now as well. I don't know if that's why they got their ban. I know they got their ban for something along these lines.
There's some guys that haven't been born yet.
If they actually planned.
Well, they go to approach the street first dibs on that.
I'm pregnant.
Just sign a contract.
Baby's kicking. Todd Body's like, generational talent.
It's just a wanted symbol above the mum's head. Just...
Yeah. Your nipple's dribbling already?
It won't let you do it in Football Manager, though, will it? It does sometimes.
Because I'm not born yet.
No, I mean like 2 years in advance. Yeah. Well, Spurs bought Vuskovic really far in advance.
You can actually sign players quite in advance on FM. I've got a couple of guys I've bought that were 16 and they couldn't join me till they were 18, so they did have to wait like 2 years.
There's a weird way of doing it.
Players, there has to be a big gap between your quality and theirs, because most of them are just like, I won't be able to play for ages, so I don't want to come. But if there's a giant gap...
I'm interested.
Has that changed? Because didn't this window just gone, Aston Villa bought a 16-year-old kid, and now he's already at Villa playing...
Where from?
So this is a weird one, right? So he was playing in France. When I first saw him, the fella was playing for Luxembourg, the first team, And then the next time I saw him, the fellow was playing for England's youth team.
Oh,
So
is it Brian Maggio? Brian Maggio.
Yeah.
He's in my
Get away
team.
with
I've
it.
just sold him. I've just sold him for 50 million in my game. No joke. He's been great for me. I had him in the championship.
I'm not
it's
surprised. This kid's 16,
Brian Maggio.
built like a flipping superhero.
Maggio. Yeah, he's really good signing. If you need, I signed him for like 2 million in the game.
Did you sign it because his name sounds like yours?
It does, yeah, but it doesn't sound like. Every time I say it, it's like not spelt the same. He's English, that's why they could sign him. He's not English, but he's born in England. He's born in Enfield.
No, but he's not. He wasn't at an English team.
Yeah, but it's to do with. Is it not
I think
to
if they're
do
based
with
in the EU as well, you can. Because I noticed that I can sign players under the age of 18 as long as they're in an EU, Schengen, or EEA area country or something. They still sometimes say no.
I think he must have British citizenship because he lived here for the first 12 years of his life. So
you
which
must do then, yeah.
changes it a little bit. There's still like the rules around like moving him and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because they can't register him though. No, but they can't register him because he's under 18. This is what I'm saying. Like, it's such a weird thing. I have no idea what's happening.
Oh, okay. It actually says on his Wikipedia.
Yeah,
it actually says in his Wikipedia. So basically,
they can play for the youth team.
It's in like court because FIFA treat it as an international transfer, so they're not letting him register him.
That's why he's from France.
But Villa consider because he's British national or British citizenship, or he did have British citizenship. He was born in. It says he's English, even though he plays for Luxembourg. He plays for England under 17s now.
That minute is so baffling.
Yeah.
For me,
in my game, he plays for Luxembourg. He's the Luxembourg's main striker.
Team, that's it, right? You can't switch. You've played for the first team.
He's not played for the first for any of them. He played for under. He has played for first team.
No, he has. That's how I first saw him.
You're right.
It's like, wait, there's a 16-year-old international, and you just watch him and like,
They have changed the rules. I don't remember how many appearances it is. It's not many, but as long as there are only
5, I think it's 5. Yeah.
And you're not allowed to play in a tournament.
See, and that's the thing, right? This is what confuses me because usually it could take a whole year for this thing to get sorted out, right? But with him, it was almost like just willy-nilly. Like, I'm just choosing to play for England today.
Well, I see under 17s, I think it's slightly different. But yeah, you're right.
Everything around this kid just feels so weird.
Yeah. I wonder what'll happen then.
Because I'm sure if you can't register him, if the FIFA ruling, then they can't play him again for another season. So it won't be next season; it'll be the season after that.
He's 1m93.
I thought he's built like a superhero.
I love him in my game. He's a good striker to get. Honestly, I literally have just sold him in this like last night in my save because I was like, I just can't see him. He's probably good enough for Premier League, but he's not good enough for me. And I needed to make a bit of cash to try and buy in a goalkeeper that I didn't end up getting anyway. In that little panic minute when I was like, I'm not going to have any goalkeeper. I was like, there was one goalie who was really good. He was 70 million and I had like 30 million.
Fabio.
It was not Fabio. No, Fabio was the one who just left. There was another one in Germany. Fabio. And the club that was selling him wanted like 74 million and I could only raise like 67 million. It was like really annoying. And I was like, the board won't give you any money or anything. So I sold Maggio in an attempt to make that happen, but it never happened. So yeah, it's why did we get onto that? I forgot where we got onto that. A big tangent about
you just trying to tell us about goalkeepers, and we somehow end up talking about 16-year-old men from Luxembourg. It's great.
Yeah. Luxembourg built a nation when, Matt?
Oh, mate, it's been on the list of like, that would be kind of interesting. I've managed in Luxembourg a couple of times. I did Mariska Mersch last year with my journeyman, and then during my little YouTube sabbatical all those years ago, I managed at Stella Ertelbruck on like an offline save, and that was really fun. But it's a tough league, and
I think they've got some quite weird rules. I assume so, right?
Yeah, but it has its own league. It's not like Liechtenstein where it's sort of part of the Swiss thing. In Luxembourg, it has its own, because you've got like Differdange and I call them the Dude Lounge, but clubs like that. And there's a couple of others sort of well-known Luxembourg clubs, and they've got some okay players these days. So like the Luxembourg national team is kind of Vaduz is
the Liechtenstein.
Liechtenstein, yeah.
Is there a weird thing? They play in the Swiss league, don't they?
Yes, all the Liechtensteinian clubs play inside the Swiss league system. So you've got Vaduz, which is the big one,
but they have their own
a second tier
cup, I
side.
think.
Yes,
that makes sense.
And that's how they qualify for Europe.
So many leagues there.
They could only qualify for, because I think they can't qualify for Europe through the Swiss league.
They can't. They have to qualify through the Liechtenstein Cup, and it's usually obviously Vaduz that win it every year. But there are a couple of other Liechtenstein sides. It's to the point that sometimes the semi-finals of the Liechtenstein Cup is literally Vaduz's B team and Vaduz's C team. And then like one other team, because there's so few teams in the Liechtenstein sort of thing. But yeah, they're all in the Swiss pyramids somewhere.
So if Andorra ever qualified, the not the national team, FC Andorra, through the Spanish, because they're in the Spanish league. And I guess Swansea and Cardiff and Wrexham, if they ever made it.
Swansea did.
2 or 3 others. Swansea did, yeah. I think Cardiff nearly did as well. Cardiff had an FA Cup final, which they lost. I remember that one. Shit that one out there. I'm sure Cardiff got pretty close another time in the Premier League as well, like in the positions.
They had one. Not. They've only been in the Premier once, I think. They got relegated when Fulham did.
Oh, okay. But I guess it doesn't count for them because there's like a weird rules around the UK and England.
I think it's just down to which league they're sort of registered through. So if you're playing in the English Pyramid, you represent England in the same way that I assume if Andorra got there. So those guys, they are banned. I think the reason is because they're banned from qualifying for Europe through Switzerland. So as a result of taking themselves out of that, they're then able to compete for their own cup. So I guess hypothetically, if Swansea, Cardiff and Wrexham or whatever all said, actually, no, we're never going to be able to qualify through England. We're going to ban ourselves, before, because everyone's trying to stop them. And then they said, we're going to, then maybe they could agree to qualify through Wales. So if you recall, I think it was last year, there was a campaign they were trying to do where they wanted to try to join the Welsh Cup with the idea to qualify for Europe through Wales. And I think they would have had to have sort of renounced their ability to qualify for Europe through English football in order to do so. Because I think a lot of the Welsh clubs sort of kicked up a bit of fuss about the fact that they were sort of... And I kind of agreed with them. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, is that really going to benefit Welsh football overall? Or was that just going to make these sides a bit more money?
That's not...
I don't know, because they'd probably get... Because you imagine, who is it? Total Network Solutions, the TNS. I can't remember their actual name. The New Saints. But it's not even that. It's something else as well. It's like... the New Saints, they regularly qualify, I think. And they're often in like the first qualifying round against, I don't know, Vikingur of Iceland, if we go back to Vikingur. So they're regularly in the first round against Vikingur or Vaduz or someone like that, right? Like, that's not a money maker. Whereas if they had in their Welsh Cup the chance to play Cardiff, Wrexham, Swansea, every year as well. And all of them had that chance, because the Cardiff, Wrexham, Swansea will have to play multiple of them. So, in Europe, only one of them gets that chance, and they get one game a year and they lose it, or maybe they win. They get through like 1 or 2 qualifying rounds, but they're never going to get to the Champions League or Europa League. Maybe they will one day. They nearly did yesterday in real life, I think. Or was it in my save? I've forgotten which way around it was now.
In real life,
it was in real life in my save. I'm confused. Yeah, you're right. It was in my save. Yeah, it was in my save.
I don't think it's even that.
I think that was Bodder.
Yeah. I think it was in my save. Bodo Glimt needed. They bottled it, didn't they? Who was it in my save? Glamorgan were facing the New Saints. So I was like, one of these is going to make it to like the Europa League proper. And I think they both, like, they were facing each other in the second qualifying round. They beat someone decent in the first qualifying round.
So
and then they lost in the third qualifying round.
If Wrexham, Swansea, I think they can get far. But
in
the
Europe
only thing,
or in the...
Yeah, I think the only thing what they don't, a lot of people might not realise is the league and the midweek, and the league and the midweek. And
if they're in the championship.
That catches,
Who did it? Someone did it. Did Wigan do it?
Wigan, because Wigan won the FA Cup while getting relegated.
While getting relegated,
Portsmouth should have done it, but we were banned.
It's just, I don't think we realise, that it is a killer.
The benefit for Wales could be that because obviously it's only the cup one, they would still have the league ones going into Europe, so it wouldn't be that these teams would solely like monopolize it. But the benefit it would have is that it could actually get Wales more coefficient points, which could in turn build a nation genuinely, and then allow Wales' other teams to then enter at larger rounds, which means bigger opponents, more chance of dropping into competitions, and potentially more European spots. But it's a hell of a lot to give up on the off chance that Swansea.
So they're going to get more local games. All right. I wanted someone who's big, like sports, sports a Welsh team, whether it's one of those 3, 4, 5. You got Newport as well, and Newport. What's the fifth one? There's a fifth one. Yes, there might even be a sixth one, but there's maybe 5 or 6 Welsh teams.
I think it's Merthyr Town now, but
yeah, it is Merthyr Town. If you like any of those, the fans of those, imagine Merthyr Town are the ones who made it in. If any of those 5 teams, fans of any of those 5 teams, or fans of like, I don't know, Lamwick Major or Carfanon or
Avonlido,
El Bala Town. If you're a fan of one of them, like, what do you think of it? Like, because I guess we're speaking as not fans of either of those clubs, sets of clubs. Like,
no, I'm a fan of Bala.
You love Bala.
She was my favourite princess from the movie Ants.
yeah.
That's a very deep cut. I don't know why.
The movie Ants. The movie Ants is so weird, like off topic. So that came out at the same time as Bug's Life, and you thought like so weird. It happens a lot with movies, right?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But you go back and look at them now. Yeah, it's got really good actors. But you go back and look at them now. Bug's Life still looks all right. Ants looks bad, like in terms of like
banging film. It's so good.
Film, yeah, I think it's probably which one's better? They're both pretty good.
It's got way more violence in it.
Oh, it does. The grasshoppers. No, the grasshoppers.
Those are the days, though, weren't they? They used to like release films, but it felt like a competition. Like they'll release like similar film, and it's like whichever one tops.
So often.
But does it happen now, though? I'm not into films
now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I guess like it'd be like superhero movie or whatever now. Or
I guess like DC and Marvel, isn't it?
Okay, yeah.
Aquaman versus.
I used to think of everything. I remember even like dance movies, just they were nowhere. All of a sudden, just like 3 at the same time. Just like, what just happened with this here?
Yeah, it's I think it does still happen. Yeah. So Matt, how's you can give us a save update for Build a Nation. How's your Build a Nation going?
I've been dancing quite a lot today as a result of my Building a Nation save. Perfect segue there. Not janky at all. It's been crazy. Today it was like, we'll finish the season. We're finally in the knockouts of the Champions League for the second time, but the first time we got to like, the first playoff round, having come like 17th and then got binned off by Inter, normal stuff. Progress is made. Then we didn't get into it at all the following year. Got to the Europa League final, lost. I thought, fine. You're in that stage where you're too good for the Europa League, kinda, but you're nowhere near good enough to be anywhere near the Champions League. So we come in, we've screwed it up because I actually sold both my starting centre-backs as a result of them playing so badly in the Europa League final. I was like, nah, you're both out. Both gone. So I replaced them with one guy who was already here and one guy I brought in. I thought, fine. And then in the Champions League, we just started kind of chefing a little bit. Eventually ended up coming 4th in the group stage. Got like 15 points. It wasn't actually that many. Usually you need more than 15 to qualify, but we just happened to get a bit lucky. Beat Bayern 3-0, even though they came like 31st or something crazy. They like won one game in the entire group. So we were like, hey, we beat Bayern. And then we looked where they were and went, okay, maybe that's not such a big deal anymore. And then we got a bye. So we were like, perfect. We'll go into the round of 16. No matter who we get, it's fine. We're making progress. And we got Bayer Leverkusen. I thought, you know what? We could give them a go. We beat them home and away, 5-2. I thought, perfect. Right, quarterfinal. We've drawn PSG. That's it. No problem. We've got there. We got loads of money for that. And then we took a 1-1 draw with them at home. And I thought, okay, fine. Not too bad. We're good at home. Then we went to the Parc des Princes. We were 2-0 up inside 20 minutes. And we thought, is this possible? But we'd only had 2 shots. And you kind of think, okay, it's just FM being FM. By halftime, or 10 minutes to go, it's 2-2. Done. I thought, fine. We'll go to extra time. You never know. But at that point, I've had to make subs. They've got Musiala, Endrick, Declan Rice, Saliba. Genuinely, it's ridiculous, their team. So they obviously had stronger players to bring off the bench in extra time. But then we took the lead in extra time. And I thought, oh my God, we're going to win. And then seconds later, Kvaratskhelia bends one top bins. It's 4-4. I'm like, right, whatever. Went to penalties. We beat them on penalties. My player scores a winning penalty with a Panenka. as the final penalty of the shootout. The balls on the man must barely fit in his shorts to do something like that in a moment like that. But my God, it's great. So yeah, we knocked out PSG away from home into the semi-finals. Barcelona. I think, all right, fine. We've had a bit of luck there because we didn't really deserve it. Rock up against Barcelona in Barca. We go behind, we equalise. We go behind, we equalise. End up getting a 2-2 draw at Barca. I was like, surely we can't actually go to the Champions League final in season 7 when we've never won a knockout round before. And then we beat them 2-1 in Poland. And now we're in the Champions League final against Arsenal on Sundays. One of the most bizarre runs. Yeah, I know.
Oh, man. I hope you lose. I didn't want to say that.
I love it. You were on board the entire way. Like, yes, then no.
Yeah. That broke my heart.
I mean, we probably will lose, particularly as our left back, the day after the semi-final, broke his leg. So that's basically us cooked. Don't know what he was doing. I guess celebrating the semi-final win or something. I don't know, but I've never got to a semi-final so out of the blue.
You're one of those teams, though, right? Because so when Arsenal got the Champions League, right, it was like if you beat who did we just knock out? Leverkusen, then you either get Sporting or Bodo. And then I'm just like, if we get Bodo, that's semi-final. And then Bodo started beating. And you start looking at Bodo and like, actually, maybe I want to avoid Bodo right now.
Yeah, I'm
maybe that's what Barca. Yeah, maybe that's what Barca got that feeling about you. It's that actually we would have preferred to play the quote unquote the better team because this team actually could surprise us.
To be fair, in the second leg, we absolutely twatted them. I know we only won 2-1, but I think we had like 2.8 XG and they had like 0.18. And it was just complete killbox stuff. I've never seen a team do that when it's just us. We're so much worse than them. They actually had a guy up top who was a regen whose name genuinely was Barcia. Barcelona had a striker up top.
I was going to say Fabio for a minute. It was Fabio
He was
up top.
Barcia and he had 20 finishing. And my favourite memory of him was him going through in stoppage time with a chance to equalise, corner flag. Like, it was perfection.
Oh my day. I saw a screenshot earlier and this guy absolutely dominated the game. It was like 90% possession, 46 shots. It was just insane. And I saw like 3 goals to him. The other team were away, by the way, as well. 6 shots. I saw 3 on target. I think 13-1-4-3. I think my
own goal.
My head will blow. Yeah. So like their goalkeeper was on a 9.9, and it was just insane because I was like, it might have like 90% possession as well. That's just insane. I don't know what.
How do you even do that? I've had 88 once at half time, and I went, right, this is silly. Let's actually start giving the ball away a bit so we can actually do something. Because it was like 0-0.
But could you just imagine that? Like, how could you have 90% of the ball if you conceded 4 goals at home?
The only time they didn't have the ball was while they were conceding the 4 goals. It has to
be. literally. Wow. Yeah.
Like, I imagine Newcastle's possession the other day was probably quite high against Barca.
That
just
game,
kick-off all the time.
Didn't even watch it. I didn't even see the highlights. I thought this was no point. I saw the game 2-2 at half time. I think it was in the group chat.
I did.
Right?
I went for dinner.
So what we didn't know that they scored right at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
So I thought the game was like, because obviously I'm checking out the live score. Every other game's half time. So in my head, they're all half time now. So I just didn't check it. It
was like, and obviously I'm
watching my game. Yeah, I'm watching my game, and then you said something. It's like, you was like Newcastle how or something like that. I just checked the score. I was like, what the frick?
Right. Yeah. And then the same to Chelsea. Well, Chelsea actually was a bit more spread out.
Yeah.
Theirs was more sad in a way. It was just like, we've conceded 3 more. Like,
Yeah. Sorry, Chris. But did you see the Champions League man of the match winners holding their thing?
Oh, we're so
Jameson Simmons.
Yeah. So
the most miserable man alive.
Yeah. Hurricane's like this, another person's like this, and then Xavi Simmons like.
I tell you what, I think Xavi Simmons always looked. I thought when he played in the what was it last Euros or World Cup Euros, when he played in the Euros last time round, I can't remember who Netherlands were playing. He just always looked like he was gonna. I think he always looks like he's gonna cry.
Cheers,
Xavi Simmons. Cheers, Simmons is crying. He's replaced Son, isn't he?
But it's funny you say that. I've been following Xavi Simons on Insta for a long time. I think it's like a similar thing that he's like a weird character because on the pitch he looks so like sometimes uninterested, and then you look at his Insta thing, but he's all like bought into this Tottenham thing. Like he's meeting the legends, he's going out for a drink with the Tottenham legends, and you're like, this guy is just like his personality off the pitch seems so. Like,
do you know what I think it is? I think it's like it's more often it's probably even quite a sexist thing, but like resting bitch face or whatever it is, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I always people say
really
like
intense.
Yeah.
Like that level of focus at the real top-end professional game with someone like him, it might just be that once he's in the game, he's just in the zone and he has sort of like an intensity about him that is the reason he's able to perform sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's what drives him. And I guess, you have no control over that. So when he's out of that and he's more like happy, carefree kind of thing, you can sort of relax a little bit. But once you're in that zone, just pure psychopath. Yeah. I kind of like that in players.
It's a bit like Noni as well, because Noni had an interview the other day and it was like, I don't know why, like a lot of people just think I don't work hard or I don't look bothered. I was like, I thought that too, my guy. Like, like, come on, the way you walk
Tell
sometimes. Yeah. But then it's just like and then you listen to people that know him. It's like you would never meet someone that's like more motivated or someone that's so keen and improving every day. And it's like, but I thought, are we talking about the same person here? But it's funny though, because I remember Arsenal fans had a petition not to sign him when he was at Chelsea. And then I think Arteta spoke with Noni about it. And then Noni said something about, that motivates you more. And Arteta was like, yeah, definitely signing you. And I think that's how like it sort of happened. And then
a man fueled by spite. I can respect it.
Yeah. So it's not even like how many goals you scored, how many... It's just like, oh, you can handle this, yeah. That definitely sounds like Arteta.
Yeah. Oh, he said what now, did he?
Yeah. Oh, man.
So I'll just look at resting bitch face has been scientifically confirmed, and just as common in males as it is in females. So there we go. It is scientifically proven.
What a fantastic way to finish the podcast with resting bitch face, the science. That is incredible. And if you want to hear more about resting bitch face and the science of it, where can you find that, Aaron?
Patreon.com/the FM Show pod. I'm trying to rest in bitch here. But Patreon.com/the FM Show pod. That's Patreon.com/the FM Show pod, where you can support the channel from as little as £3. So come over, try it out, and get involved in this quiz we're about to get in or jump in. Are we doing a quiz? I've just went with that.
We're
I've got an idea. Do you know what I've seen on Reddit this week? Like a lot of people do, like, those where I would live maps, right?
Oh, okay.
But I thought where I would manage.
Oh,
so we could do like a where I would manage map. What do you think? Well, we'll see. Maybe we won't do that. Maybe you guys will be. There'll be something fun.
That requires thought, Si. It's 11 o'clock at night. But needless to say, whichever of those two things we are doing, whether it is just us playing Sporkle, which is incredibly fun, or we've given it some thought and maybe come back to you with a where would we manage map, you can find that over there on Patreon, of course. And hope you have enjoyed listening to tonight's show. I've been SecondYellowCard, of course, joined by RDF and Si, and it's a bye from me, and no doubt bye from these two as well. See you guys very soon. Bye-bye.
Toodles.